President Biden is criticizing what he calls MAGA Republicans for holding a hearing on the 2021 withdrawal from Afghanistan. Now, the House Oversight Committee requested this hearing over what it calls the Biden administration's disastrous exit from the country. Now, House Republicans have vowed to use their newly acquired majority to investigate that withdrawal, along with the deadly suicide bombing at the Kabul airport. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now to talk about what's been discussed so far. Nikole, we understand these hearings are underway. We all witnessed this pullout happen in dramatic fashion on television, on news networks like CBS in real time. What are we learning so far from today's hearing about how it unfolded?
Well, it's been an equally dramatic hearing in the sense that there's been a lot of finger pointing from the outset. House Republicans made clear that they believe that the Biden administration was at fault for the way that this withdrawal was handled, which is why they called in the inspector generals of several agencies from the Pentagon to the State Department. And Democrats have been countering by saying that, instead of pointing the finger at the Biden administration, let's look at the Trump administration, that prior to President Biden coming in, the former president made a series of decisions that they believe contributed to some of this effort that we saw result in what many feel was a botched withdrawal, whether that was making a deal with the Taliban and whether that was establishing a date for the U.S. to withdraw. So Democrats are equally pointing the finger back at Republicans and the Trump administration for some of the policies that it enacted prior to the president coming into office. So that being said, I can't say that we've gotten a lot of answers, but there have been some moments where lawmakers have been trying to get updates, for instance, on assistance to Afghan refugees. You remember hundreds of thousands of them have since settled here in the United States. That process has been relatively slow in trying to provide them with additional assistance, so there have been some questioning along those lines, but largely this hearing has mostly been about a lot of partisan finger pointing.
Yeah, Nikole, and I get a sense that this is why so many Americans, no matter what party they're in, are losing their faith in government, because you've got Republicans blaming the Biden administration and the Biden administration blaming the previous Republican administration under Trump. Why, then, is this such a high priority for House Republicans to get this on the record now?
Well, part of it is there haven't been that many hearings on exactly what happened, so Republicans did feel that it was important to put a spotlight on the issue, and because, of course, it created a lot of consternation at the time, and as you mentioned, those images are still seared in the memories of many people, looking at people jumping on U.S. military aircraft to try to get out of Afghanistan. So it is part of Congress's role to provide oversight, and so that's why Republicans felt that it was important, and they say this is the first of several hearings that they plan to hold on the matter.
And I know that just a few weeks ago, when the White House released its assessment of that chaotic withdrawal, there was very little acknowledgement of fault. How is the Biden administration defending its decision, considering all that U.S. taxpayers have spent on that war, and not to mention that, but also the lives lost?
Well, again, to a certain extent, they are pointing the blame back at the former Trump administration, again, for some of its policies leading up to the president taking office, and that kind of laid the groundwork and kind of forced President Biden's hand in terms of trying to, clean things up in their view. And so ahead of this hearing, even, White House official claimed that really, instead of trying to get at the aftermath and really looking at what went wrong, that really this hearing today, they feel, is all for show.
All right, one more big topic, Nikole, before I let you go. There's a new debt limit proposal fresh out today. What more do we know about it and its likelihood of being agreed upon by both parties?
Yeah, there's been a lot of movement on the debt ceiling, and even though we may not reach that so-called X date until later this summer, lawmakers are working furiously to try to reach some type of an agreement before we get to that point. House Republicans this week have very vigorously tried to put forth a number of different proposals, and Republicans are expected to kind of put a more concrete plan forth as the week and the day even progresses. The Speaker would really like to get a bill over here to the Senate by sometime next week. And so a number of ideas have been thrown out, whether that is lifting the debt limit for a year, clawing back unspent COVID funds, reducing spending growth to 1% annually, keeping fiscal levels at 2022 levels, for the future. So those are kind of some of the ideas that have been kicked around. There is a bipartisan proposal that was released just this morning that suggests creating a commission to kind of look at some of these issues and kind of table that discussion and suspend the debt limit temporarily until lawmakers can reach an agreement. So a lot of ideas floating around here on the Hill, but hopefully we'll see some action in the next couple of days on this.
All right. Never a dull moment on the Hill. Nikole Killion, we appreciate you walking us through all of it. Thank you very much.
You bet.